What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Lake Show podcast.
Part 2, we're back.
We're back here in Evanston in Coach Lex's office. It's a beautiful office. We're loving it in here. A little bit change of scenery, but happy to be back at Northwestern. Erin.
Yeah, we're pumped.
What have you been up to, Erin?
Lacrosse. I still coach, play, travel a lot, and I have 2 dogs now, so I've been spending a lot of time with them. But yeah, still a lot of the same things, just different scenery. What about you?
Same. I feel like we're missing the mics. We had the mics last time we did this. It was kind of a nice thing to like fidget with.
Yeah, like
a little bit less awkward when you're sitting and talking to a camera. There you go, that's better. We have the mics. These are great. What have I been up to? Same thing. I feel like we're both so still in the lacrosse world that it's like not super crazy different from being still in college and playing sports. It's obviously different not being at a university, but yeah, traveling a lot all over the country, a little bit all over the world, a lot of training for like WLL and US and that kind of stuff, and then a lot of coaching, mostly like high schoolers, younger kids, get to travel for that, and then try to enjoy our like mid-20s. I feel like it's like a time of like we kind of get to do what we want, and that's been a lot of fun.
This past year, we had our first event together with Paul Carcaterra. He puts on a boys event. I'll let Izzy talk a little bit about that and how we got started, but it's called the Rize. So we had that in October, and we'll have that again this year, so that's been fun.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Carcaterra, big ESPN commentator, so you probably would recognize his voice before you'd recognize his face and his name. But yeah, I reached out to him. He does on the men's side, Maverick Showtime. My younger brothers played in it in high school and loved it so much. So reached out to him, I guess it's like 2 years now at this point, and kind of wanted to try to make a product on the women's side that was similar, get a lot of really cool sponsors with a lot of cool gear, make it exclusive as possible in terms of like really getting the best players and the best college coaches there. And yeah, last year was our first year. In October, we had a nor'easter storm during it, so that threw a little bit of a wrench in year one. But it ended up actually being fine when we got there. Girls were really good sports about playing in the like crazy cold weather, but yeah, that was fun. It was cool to like get involved in the showcase scene and involved with kind of the younger generations and helping them kind of morph into the players that they want to be in college and growing in that facet through high school, which is really cool to like be involved kind of firsthand with that in the showcase. And we'll go in year 2, I guess. I don't know when this is going to get posted, but in October at some point, same date, year 2. We're really excited.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a really special event. Like as he said, the weather wasn't great, but the girls showed up. We had a ton of kids there. A lot of coaches, and I think it was overall a really great day, so we're excited for year 2. But yeah, we just wanted to kind of, put something on the women's side that the girls are getting a ton of gear and exposure and having a good experience. And I think Izzy kind of approached Paul and said, hey, like my brothers loved Showtime, would love to try and get something similar on the women's side, and he was all for it. And then Izzy contacted me and said, do you want to be on board? And I was like, yeah. So yeah, that's been fun. We've been working on that a lot behind the scenes. We meet like every week via Zoom to kind of dial all that in and figure out the best way to kind of keep the event fresh and something new for the girls in high school.
And then since last time we spoke, the WLL is in like full speed ahead right now. It was a bit ago now, but it's been a really cool year for that. I think finally having the WLL established and starting up has been a really cool thing. Both of us have been able to be involved with a lot of like kind of the beginning steps of it, which feels kind of crazy, but got to announce it on ESPN with some of the really cool morning shows and announce the teams and locations and kind of plans for the Women's League alongside with the PLL. Got to go to the stock exchange in New York City, which was really fun. Got to ring the bell, which I thought was physically a bell. It's not actually a bell, but it's like a little like electronic thing. But I was so confused. I was like, wait, where's the bell? I'm not seeing it, but it was cool. We were in like Times Square. Got to announce that. Had our first season of Champ Series. And now we're like gearing towards like a bunch of other new exciting stuff, which is we're both going to Japan soon. Went to Japan last year, trying to grow the sport outside of the U.S. Japan's like incredible at sixes and lacrosse in general, but it's really cool to see how fast they've grown at that discipline as well. But yeah.
Yeah, I think just like a lot of cool experiences with the WLL. The All-Star game too was fun.
Oh, yeah.
In Kansas City, it's been cool to kind of go to different places that we have, like lacrosse necessarily hasn't taken us yet. Mm-hmm. So like Kansas City, I had never been there, but it was cool to go there and play out there. And yeah, I mean, I think Japan was sick. It's like a totally different world, but yeah, I don't know if I ever would have made my way to Japan without lacrosse, but now I tell everyone, I'm like, you have to go to Japan. Definitely. It's like awesome. So yeah, I think just like a ton of really cool experiences with the WLL so far, and then pumped for Champ Series. We're like a week out from our first game, which is really exciting. And I mean, we leave in like 4 days for that, and we're both on the same team, get to play together with a lot of our Northwestern alum as well, so really excited for that. It's awesome anytime we all get to kind of play together.
And then we have our first full season this summer too, which is really exciting. Get to actually like do the whole like full field, full team. Sixes is so fun, and I think it's so fun to play because that's obviously the Olympic discipline, so to be able to like have that format with the WLL, have like smaller rosters, get to play with girls that like you don't always get to play with. We obviously have a lot of Northwestern girls, which is super fun, but girls from other rosters, other colleges that we played against in school, now they're on our roster. And then this summer when the teams get even bigger, we'll pick up college kids and college coaches that couldn't play in Champ Series and get to kind of do the full field setting, which I think is really exciting. I feel like we've all been kind of pushing for that type of professional league for a really long time. So to have that in this summer with like actual game weekends on locations and an all-star game and championship game that's coming up after Champ Series, obviously, but I feel like that's another thing that I'm very excited for. Get to do like the first year of it. Again, it's so crazy. It's like all the firsts, like we're involved in it. So it'll be interesting to see over the next like couple years how it continues to grow and evolve, because we obviously are coming in at the like very, very front end of it. So it's cool to be a part of. Also exciting to see like where it goes from here and continue to grow the league and lacrosse. Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah. Yes, so they also had like the PLL in Chicago last summer, which we were both here for. I think Izzy was traveling, but
I wasn't on the boat. I wish I was
Whirlpool like put us on a Chicago River tour boat, and we played like 3-on-3 lacrosse just to kind of draw attention to it, and it was really cool. There was like people kind of all over on the sides of the river that were like kind of like what's going on, but also definitely very intrigued. And I think it got a lot of eyes, turned a lot of heads, so that was really cool. Then we had street lacrosse in Chicago, like right on the river as well, which was really cool. And yeah, then obviously like the game, Izzy was back in town for that. The turnout was insane. And I know that now there's a WLL game this year in Chicago, which is awesome.
And the Final
And the Final, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of things coming up for
Chicago gets it
lacrosse. There's also the lacrosse night in Chicago with Northwestern women's and Notre Dame men's, April 4th. Lacrosse day, not night.
Now that it's 2 games, it has to be the whole day. It can't just be the evening.
Yeah, but yeah, a ton of fun stuff coming up right here on Northwestern's campus.
It's been cool. We're obviously both now a couple years out of Northwestern, but obviously like here we are. We're back in our old facility, background teammates of ours from kind of the girls that were younger when we were in our older years, seniors and 5th years, and they're still on the team playing, and other alumni that are in town for the game, and get to see them. I think it's really cool to be involved with a program that like carries so much, like it was like our whole life for so long, and still is. I mean, obviously we're still like such big like Northwestern fans and watch pretty much every game and are so excited to like cheer on the Cats and like talk to kids and be like, if you want to go somewhere that like you're gonna love your experience, you got to go to Northwestern. And I think it's cool being a couple years out, like reflecting on that and kind of missing those experiences that we had when we were in college. I feel like we always, any chance we get to be back around like our group of girls that we played in college with, it's like the most fun time in the world. It's like we're back at school and back on the lacrosse program, and yeah, it's cool to be here and around the team still and kind of see the success that they can have and root for that. But yeah, I think it just kind of prepared us for like I mean, for us, obviously with lacrosse, it set us up for a lot of success in terms of like continuing lacrosse as a career. And obviously Kelly's done that with a lot of people in the coaching realm, but for that to carry on as us as players, continuing to play as like professional players and stay lacrosse involved as much as we are, I think Northwestern really kind of gave us that opportunity, which is really cool. Kind of set us up for success in that way. Not that that's everyone's path, but for us, I feel like that was very helpful.
Yeah, I also think like it's coming to Northwestern, it's like when you play lacrosse at Northwestern, it's part of your identity forever. Like even people who are WLL fans or like come to our games, you'll see a lot of the same like Northwestern fans that are now like kind of New York Charging fans because we have a ton of Northwestern alums. So I think that's really cool. But yeah, I think it's just like being a part of the program for so long, and like now it's almost like you almost feel like you're like we are now how we were when we were committed. Yeah. Like you're not in the program, but you still are like a part of it and like an ambassador for it, and like always that's always something that's like gonna follow us everywhere, especially in lacrosse. Like obviously Northwestern like lacrosse is such a huge brand and like a dynasty in the women's lacrosse world. So I think it's always gonna like be there for us, which is really cool because there's also like I think being in the Midwest, it's a little bit different in terms of lacrosse. Like every lacrosse player in the Midwest is a Northwestern fan, which is really cool because they're like so loyal. So like you'll literally see, I mean, I think last year at the All-Star game, there was like a group of girls from Chicago, and they were like, yeah, we drove like 11 hours last night to come to this and like just to like see you guys play, which was really cool. Like it was one game, and
on the 4th of July.
Yeah,
also.
on the 4th of July, like that's how they spent their weekend, which was awesome. And then like I remember also at Champ Series, we had a girl that was like last year she went to a Northwestern game and then got a flight in the morning to Champ Series to like watch us play at Champ Series. So it's really cool to like kind of see the fan base translate, and you know, obviously like we're huge fans of the program, we always will be, but getting to like kind of almost have those relationships with fans because they're so loyal, and you see them like you've seen like some little girls who when we were freshmen like they were like literally
adults,
toddlers, and now they're like seniors in high school, so it's pretty cool. Yeah. Thanks for following along. Lake Show podcast part 2 with us. We're back like 2-3 years later.
Can't get rid of us.
But yeah, we're super excited. Champ Series starts February 27th. You guys can catch all the games will be streamed on ESPN Plus, I believe, some version of ESPN. So catch us there, and yeah, keep supporting the Cats, and you can catch them on all sorts of ESPN, Big Ten Network, BTN Plus, everywhere. So thanks for watching.
Woo! Bye. Go Cats.